Have you all ever done these before? These leaf rubbings? Where you put the leaf, you kind of go that back side of it up and put it under the paper, and then you color with a crayon over it, and the texture of the leaf comes through on your paper. See that? You can use different leaves. You can use the one you have and then get a new one from the bowl if you want to. You can keep doing leaf rubbings while we talk here. If any of you would like to try it, we do have plenty of supplies, so come on up. Leaves are beautiful, right? But they also do some things to be helpful. Like they have a job. Do you all know what kinds of jobs leaves have? Have you ever thought about that or learned about that? A little bit maybe? So when they're green, when leaves are green and they're hanging on the trees, they are collecting sunlight and they're collecting carbon dioxide. And they take those elements and through photosynthesis, they convert those, they kind of mix up everything to create glucose, which is like energy for the tree. And then what they have left over is oxygen, and they release that into the air. What do we use oxygen for?
To breathe.
To breathe. That's right. We've got to have oxygen, because if we don't have that, we and other animals can't breathe. So in other words, leaves take stuff that is actually toxic to some animal or to animals. Yeah, what's your question, Adrienne? Do trees make air? Oh, what a great question. Yeah, the leaves on the trees change the air. So they take the stuff, they soak up the stuff that would be unhealthy for us, and they change that air. They release something that is healthy for us. What a great question, Adrienne. I wonder sometimes if God kind of does this, sort of soaks up the stuff. We kind of sometimes release the stuff to God that is hurtful or hard for us or toxic. And God can take that and change it and do stuff with it and reform it and help bring life again. Now, these leaves, some of them are green, but a lot of them are not. What are you noticing about them?
They're changing colors.
They're changing colors. Do you know how leaves change colors? What happens? Why do they go from green to yellow or orange or red? Well, here's what I find super interesting. These colors that are in this leaf, you want to hold that leaf up, Brooklyn? The colors that are in that leaf were always there. But they get revealed because that the stuff that makes them green, the chlorophyll, in the fall, the tree says, hey, I've got enough energy. We can stop this process. I've got enough stored for winter. And that chlorophyll leaves the leaves. And then their colors are revealed. So that leaf was green, but it was also always like this. Yeah, and then that one, we're going to get to what's happening to that one in just a minute. Yes.
Different because it has yellow and orange.
It has yellow and orange. Yeah.
Yellow.
Green and yellow. So it's in the process of turning. Same over here. Yeah. They're not only one color, are they?
And this one just started.
That one just started to turn?
Like
You can see that yellow starting to creep in.
when
And the chlorophyll starting to leave, I guess. Yeah.
When leaves die, they actually turn into gray.
They do. They get kind of gray and brown, don't they? That process keeps going. When they die, yes, let's talk about that. So first, let's talk a little bit about those colors. I think sometimes this is how we are. Like we've got these parts of us that we kind of cover up or they don't show through all the time. And then sometimes those parts of us, those yellows and reds and oranges, kind of start to show through. And then they get brownish, grayish, and what happens? What happens to leaves? Are they that color on the tree? Are they that color when they're on the tree? Maybe. Zeph, where did you find all of these leaves? Did you pick them off trees this morning? Where'd you get them? On the ground. Because the tree branches let them go. How? What a good question. We'd all like to know how trees do this, wouldn't we? Yeah, they kind of slowly start to let go as the trees lose their chlorophyll. And then when it's time, the trees let them go and they float down. And then what happens to them? Yeah. They get brown. And they get crunchy. Yeah, because they're starting to decay. So Adrienne, you used the word that they die. And that's sort of true, except that they never quite lose their life. So when they get like that, they can decompose and they become part of the soil. And they still have minerals. They still have, nutrients in them. And those nutrients feed the soil, feed the roots of the tree or whatever else it is that they're around. Sometimes we burn leaves and then we don't get all the benefits from the leaves. But if we use them to cover our gardens or leave them as ground cover or put them in compost, then they have this whole new way of giving life. So they gave life on the trees, and then they give life again after they fall and become part of the soil. I think God's also at work in endings and changes like that, bringing new life. Have you ever gotten sad when something ends? Yes, okay, same. Have you all ever gotten sad that something's over? Okay, yeah, you're in good company, kids. That's normal. We feel sad when something ends or changes. But you need a brown crayon? Does anyone have a brown crayon that they could lend to? Thank you. Andrew's got one for you, Adrienne. You can just go give it to him, that's fine. Yeah, sometimes things end, and that feels really sad. But those things, when they end, just like the leaves don't have to go to a burn pile, those leaves can become part of us, and they're still part of what makes us who we are. So those things that come to an end, they're still in our memories. They're still part of who we've become. You are welcome to get another paper. Absolutely. We can learn a lot from those leaves, can't we? If you would like to, you can take some leaves and crayons and paper and these cardboard pieces back to your seats, and you can keep doing leaf rubbings through worship if you want to. Okay? Go for it. And we're going to sing some more tree song while you do that.